reality pervading the entire universe. So when we don't see, when we don't live with that one reality, you can say the real self, then what happens? Then we make all our efforts to find that peace and happiness from the world outside. So Buddha realizes that and he left the kingdom. He spent 6, 7 years in the forest with many masters and realized one thing is 100% clear to the seeker. What is clear? That making all our efforts to fill the mind with peace and happiness from the world outside will never happen. It has never happened. And still we never sit back. We are running, we are absolutely busy, we try all our efforts. Why we make all our efforts? It is a subtle ego that says, I was made unique. Maybe possible Buddha found peace and happiness while going within. I will find peace and happiness in the world outside. We have that level. That's why we are always running, always making an effort, always making an effort. Look at the people for the last, maybe in your life, for the last 20, 30 years. Has anyone secured peace and happiness while running outside? Reverse this statement. You move your mind within, even for 5 minutes, and check, do you feel relaxed and calm? But this mind does not realize this. Who has gone inside oneself and has returned empty handed, it had never happened. Those who have tried every means to find peace and happiness in the world outside, ask them whether they got something. That is the journey of mindfulness 24 by 7. So it demands a clarity and understanding. It demands a clarity, understanding. What is that understanding? Understanding is a knowledge. Knowledge is awareness. Awareness is consciousness. That's all. And that is why I ask how many times we were upset, anxious, reactive last week. That indicates this mind is running outside seeking peace and happiness where it is not. Everyone has proved it, and still we want to run outside. And that is why the master uses a metaphor to explain this. So we'll move a step ahead today with that metaphor. You might be aware of that metaphor. We have 4 stages. It is one canvas we discussed last week, one canvas and multiple universe. One canvas, and in the 4th stage we have the multiple universe. And in that multiple universe, that is the world outside. World of event, of relationship, of people, of time. And there we are seeking peace and happiness as if peace and happiness is there, but it is not there. That is why this metaphor. Well, we are going to move a step further. You will see that how the delusion is created in the fourth stage and the delusion is gone at the very first stage of this metaphor. The first stage is obviously we know it is it is one canvas. So you have to look this wisdom of this great master who lived almost only 1200 years from now, 1200 years ago, yeah, in 8 or maybe 800 years, yeah, something like that. So he says that why don't you live wisely? Why don't you have a right perception of the canvas that is pure consciousness, not what appears on it? I believe you are getting it. We have had many sessions on this metaphor. First stage is canvas, pure canvas, then it is touch, then we have a subtle body, the subtle mind. We create a mark, we sketch it, and then we fill the color. So we have the mountains and the people and the river. In that canvas is the fourth stage. But all depends on the canvas. The master is asking, am I living wisely? Living wisely means living consciously. Living consciously means I am using my conscious mind to find the knowledge in thinking, talking, speaking, and working in the world. Unwisely simply means we are worthy of suffering. We did not realize earning wealth is one thing, but seeing peace and happiness in that wealth is the problem. It is not there. Physical necessities to meet the physical survival, it is definitely important. So that is one set of the problem. What are the one set of the problem? We have physical survival and to safeguard ourselves from the natural calamities. We recently have a in Florida. So these are the natural calamities. So physical survival, I have to meet by food, by security, by house, professional necessities. They are required. Clothes. But we are seeking a psychological survival from the world outside. What is that psychological survival? I want to get rid of the sorrow and the suffering, peace and happiness in relationship. It will never happen by anything in the world outside. It has never happened. It is not going to happen. But still, my mind does not believe it. Just after the session, you may have a lot of agenda and you'll become busy. Then you are fully busy. The mind starts running. We cannot find a solution of insecurity, dissatisfaction, unhappiness in the world outside. Compare which one is more severe, the psychological survival or physical survival. We don't find the food we like, but we are hungry. We eat whatever is available. How simple it is. We have seen this. Now, today I will wear this cloth and it will be done. It's okay. I have no problem. Do you see that? Physical survival, sleep, instinct, impulse. We sleep in the car, we sleep in the train. It is automated by the nature. But the problem is of psychological survival. 99% of the mind, this mind is seeking a security inside this satisfaction and the happiness. think, contemplate. We need to think about it. Then I'll come to the metaphor and we'll move a step ahead today. One reality, one perception, no problem. Multiple perception, problem, suffering. It's all about the way we perceive the world, the way we live our life that helps us to move to a state of mindfulness. So last week we discussed about that metaphor helps us to recognize the superimposition on our real nature, and through the mind, through contemplation and reflection, if we remove that superimposition, we find our real self. And we are no more insecure, dissatisfied. So we also understood these metaphor is identical. I see myself into the mirror image, and I am outside, my body outside are identical, they are similar, but one is real and other is unreal. We need that awareness. Animals cannot have that level of awareness because they do not have an intellect. Their intellect is not free, it is automated, it is impulsive, it is instinctive. So even if you put the dog in front of the mirror and they find that it's someone different, it's again a superimposition. It's again a superimposition. So again, I'm repeating so that we can go deeper and deeper. So I'll pick up verse by verse and then we will understand. So we are using the metaphor to dehypnotize our mind. It is already hypnotized, so that the knowledge of the real self is realized. And that is why it is not a practice, it is a non-practice. Knowledge and action are two different things. Action brings the result in the future, the knowledge brings the result here and now. I become aware and there is a result. Awareness is knowledge, knowledge is experience. Let us remind ourselves, first is the canvas, pure canvas. Pure canvas is compared to the pure consciousness. It is like a spider. Think of the spider. The spider does nothing. It is available, nothing. Pure consciousness. Second stage, that pure canvas is now starched, made stiffened. And that is our causal level. We'll understand that innermost self. Third level is the marked canvas. So when I say marked canvas, say you are a painter and you want to draw my pictures, so with a pencil you sketch the shape and the beard before you put the color. Before you put the color. So that is the third stage. And the fourth stage is painting. Painting. Understand it clearly. Canvas. Canvas is spotless real self. Canvas is starched. When the canvas is starched, it is the innermost self. We are not aware of it completely. And then canvas is marked, and after that it is painted. So when it is painted, then we see that is the universe, that is the world. I have covered this couple of times so that if you had contemplated, you will be able to find a new level of awareness. So when this I identifies with the world outside at the fourth stage, problem, 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 suffering, suffering, suffering. How? Why? We should answer that. So we live in the world outside. We are living, our mind uses this I with reference to the world outside. I, that I is totally immersed in the fourth stage of this metaphor, that is the universe. We wake up in the morning, my honey, my tea, my coffee, my house, my car. Why it is a problem and how it is a problem. So now the canvas, now this metaphor is explaining. Because this I lives at the fourth stage, one becomes many. It was one canvas. Now I'm living at the fourth stage. Canvas is still one, but the one has become many. Canvas is still one. Due to the painting, we see the river, we see the mountain, we see lot of people, we see the children are playing. The canvas is still one, but I see one has become many. That is the problem. Not only that, that real self is one, but passing through this metaphor, I see the world. In that world, I see there is a matter and there is a consciousness. There are living beings and there are non living beings. Are you getting it? Fourth stage is a painting. Painting is done. On that painting, what is there? You have mountains, you have river, you have trees. Even your picture is painted, my picture is painted, kids are there, dogs are there. So what I see in the painting, I see one canvas has become many, but the canvas is still one. Consciousness is still one. Say yes, you have understood. Now one has become many, and in that many, when you see my painting, you see, oh, this guy is a beard guy, he's a teacher. Here I am also. So my mind says they are living beings. Then I see the mountain. So further division is done by the mind. And that is what the superimposition is on the one consciousness. Canvas is still one. Are you getting it? We see the matter and the consciousness on this one canvas. We see people, kids on on the canvas. We say here are living beings. Here is a non-living beings. Here is a matter. Here is a consciousness. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? We see the fourth stage. We don't see it is on one canvas. And then what we see? You see the differentiation starts in the mind. You are man, I'm woman. You are husband, you are wife. You are kid. Ah, and multiplicity enters into the mind, which results into the confusion. It is a heavy superimposition. We have comparison, differentiation of, oh, your house is bigger than mine, your beard You don't have a beard, I have a beard. You see, the mind starts working with the differentiation, with the division, with the duality all the time. But we don't realize deeper inside it is only one canvas, it is only one pure consciousness. That is why he uses the metaphor. He uses the metaphor for a variety of reasons. But now we are going deeper. Again, I'm repeating, one canvas, second stage, third stage. In the fourth stage, now the painting is there. What is that painting? We see the river, the trees, the mountains, the pets. We see our painting. We see the children. They are painted. That is the world. We see the multiplicity in the world, multiple world. So one has become many. One canvas is still one, but I see many. That is superimposition. So what happens with that many? We have high and low, we have poor and rich, we have man and women, we have children and the monk, we matter. So mind perceives this not one, but it perceives many, not only in the world outside, but I see here are my hands, here is my leg, here are my ears. We see many. This seeing many is a heavily conditioned mind. It is a superimposition on the canvas. It is the painting on the canvas. It is painting on the pure consciousness that is one, that cannot be divided, that cannot be separated. Did you understand? Say yes, and then we will go to the next. That is what the main thing is that. So now superimposition is there. I see many instead of one. The moment I see many instead of one, the mind enters into duality. It is not a big deal when I see David is different from me. But problem comes because the mind has divided, there is a superimposition. So now this mind impulsively seeks the shirt the David is wearing. That seeking, that desire starts because I see many in the world. I don't see oneness. If there is no many, what you can desire? Look at the beauty, the way the master explains. Understanding, it's just I become aware. So, many means the duality. Now see the series that I'm talking from another text to make it understand easily. So the moment we have a duality, then only the mind has the likes and dislikes. If there are not two, there are not multiple. There are no likes and dislikes. There is no low and high. There is no superior and inferior. Oh, no duality, no likes and dislikes, no superior and inferior, huh? No low and high. But if the duality is there, the likes and dislikes will be there. Impulsively, we will have an attachment and detachment, and that will cause the desire. Desire will prompt me to act, to do the karma, to action. Action is always defective. Some actions will be completed. I will fulfill my pleasure goals. Some actions are not fulfilled, so I'll have a sorrow and the suffering. I identify with the body, and then it is so deeper conditioning that I am the body, I am not the real self, continues birth and the death, the cycle of suffering continues. from where it has started. Think in the canvas. Superimposition. On the canvas also, you have a painting. You have your painting and you have a painting of the tree and the mountains. My mind differentiates living beings and non-living beings. Is it not so? What is behind the tree and mountain? Canvas. What is behind my painting is the same canvas. We forget, we live in ignorance, and that ignorance causes the suffering. Now you see the beautiful understanding and the meaning of this metaphor. One canvas appears as a word. The word is multiple, and the mind recognizes superior, inferior, low and high, man and women, big and small. Are you getting it? That is why this metaphor is used. Not only for that, the entire journey to be in mindfulness 24/7 will be explained by this master based on this metaphor. The moment one canvas appears as a word, I get involved in it. I compare, I blame, I complain, I react, but behind there is only one canvas. Behind there is only one canvas. Behind there is only one consciousness. Think of visualize this world at this moment. We have people listening, we have a person speaking, meeting virtually online. Now see the world as a painting, computer, monitor, people are there, speaker is there, listener is there. This is all painting. This is all painting. And behind that, there is only one consciousness, one canvas. Canvas is still one. The moment I recognize you are David, I have already divided. Even though that division does not cause any problem, but the division is a superimposition. It is a conditioning. So once we remove that conditioning inside my mind, through understanding, I find there is only one canvas, there is only one consciousness. So remember and contemplate and reflect the 4 stages of the painting. 4 stages: canvas starts, it is stiffened, then you have marked, you did the sketching, and then you painted it. And once it is painted, same way this world is nothing but a big painting on the canvas. Canvas is the real self. We'll understand. So just this understanding is required. We will understand what are those 2 stages. What is that subtle mind and what is that innermost self? And that is what the master is going to explain. Give you few more thoughts that pertains to knowledge. Even look at yourself. Our waking stage, dream stage, sleep stage is also a painting. My beard and you are beardless, this is also a painting. I am acting like a teacher, you are acting like a student, that is also a painting. On the one pure consciousness, one reality, multiplicity is there. We need to be aware. The moment you are aware, your mind goes outside and it finds the duality, the multiplicity. Even you can find the multiplicity in your room where you are sitting. Can you see that? We never contemplate and reflect how come this multiplicity is perceived. The wall is there, the space is there, the monitor is there, the camera is there. You all are present in the session. I am present in the session. I see the duality and the division. From that duality and the division starts the likes and dislikes impulsively. Likes and dislikes causes the attachment and detachment. Attachment and detachment. It happens at the deeper level. Sometimes we are not aware. So that is why when you go to the store, you look at the cloth and you know, I like this. But you don't know why you like the red color or why you like the green color. So we will talk about that later. Just understand this multiplicity causes the likes and dislikes causes the attachment and detachment causes the desire. So if I have a desire, I have to make an effort, action. Every effort does not succeed. What is the meaning of my success? That now I achieved my success in earning this much of money, but the happiness is not there. That is where I started the journey. So then there is another superimposition. Then my ego thinks, okay, Buddha achieved peace and happiness by moving inside, but I'm a unique guy. Let me continue my effort. So I continue to make an effort and I die in that effort without finding peace and happiness. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Did you make an effort? No, you heard it. Eyes are closed. This word, the fourth stage or the painted canvas, is so much deeply present in the mind because of the duality. That is why we have lot of thoughts and feeling and images and experiences. Look at. So now in the journey we'll go a step deeper. I use the word being comfortable. Look at or be aware of the neck joint. So neck joint is different from the rest of the body. Who perceives this duality? The mind. Subtle level, before the painting. No, but there is one consciousness, so why it perceives differently? That is, mind borrows the consciousness from the real self, then only it perceives neck joint is here, it is different than the whole body. That this point is more important than experiencing sensation, comfort, and steadiness. We're going deeper. We're moving within. Just to help us understand our mind. So sensation, comfort, and steadiness is our experience. Is our experience is a mental experience. But why it is a mental experience? The mind borrowed the consciousness from the real self. That is why it is experiencing sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Are you getting it? Yes, I believe so. What is after that? The space is left. The space is awareness, and awareness is the space. We found the canvas, but the mind doesn't stop there. Oh my goodness, mind doesn't stop. It enters into the painting again, the duality, the multiplicity of the universe. That is why we have those thoughts. No, but why we have those thoughts? Because of the duality. Why we have duality? Because of likes and dislikes. No, but I don't have a desire. No, it is impulsive. It is working at the unconscious level, habitual level. What is all this? Superimposition. What we are doing through the knowledge, we are de-superimposition, de-hypnotizing the mind. We perceive the world of people, of living things, of relationship, of desire because of reflected consciousness. What is this reflective consciousness? Take it as mind. Wherever you see the division, it is reflected consciousness. Subtle level, subtle third level of manifestation in a metaphor. Oh, it is reflected, that's why I see the multiplicity. Yes. Simple. Being comfortable. So I said knowledge, experience, I feel the sensation in the entire body. The mind says, when I feel this kind of a sensation, I feel comfortable. Knowledge part. And I also experience a sense of steadiness in the body, in the physical body. So when we see our picture in the painting, we see, oh, look at this. This guy is a living being. Behind that, there is a river, which is material part, inert. Who makes this distinction? The mind. Oh, the mind entered into the duality again. So how we move to that canvas or pure consciousness? You're not doing a practice. You are aware. You experience Sensation, yes. Comfort, yes. Steadiness, yes. Stretch your mind a little more. What is after that? The space. What is that space? It is awareness. Awareness is a space and spaces. No effort. Simple understanding, knowledge, perception. Knowledge is also known as a perception. You hear the speaker, the mind says, okay, you are a speaker, so I am a listener. The duality is created. My goodness. That heavy superimposition is there. That is why we are not able to see oneness. What we see, the variety. That is why the mind keeps on wandering. One reason, and the second reason, mind, because of the duality, likes and dislikes. So let us be carefree. Let these thoughts come and you see the duality in those thoughts. Give you one example. You see me as a speaker and you are a listener. First duality. Then the duality is based on the name, then the shape, then the likes and dislikes, and the duality continues. We get lost in the dualities. Mind moving outside will never find peace and happiness because it will never find who we are. How simple is it is, my friend. Are we doing something? No. The thought comes and you are aware. You are aware means you know. What do you know? You know the superimposition or hypnotism. The mind is hypnotized because of the duality. The more you know of the duality, that thought will disappear. Just as a play and a fun. Whatever Master is saying, the moment any thought enters, you are aware, you know it. Without any preferences, the thought will disappear. See that? This reflected consciousness, the moment I perceive the duality, it is falsity. It is also known as reflected consciousness. The way I see myself into the mirror, it is the false eye. It is only an image. The sun reflects in 10 pots full of water does not mean the sun are many. Sun is still one. Oh, the moment you see me and I see you as two different, it is a reflected. Yes, this is what this master is talking about. I talked about it and then I added something deeper. So that mind, that false I, that reflected consciousness makes the distinction. You are a speaker, I am a listener, you are a man, I'm a woman, I am 50-year-old, you are 30-year, and long list. The mind picks up this so fast. Why it picks up so fast? That mind says the duality, multiplicity is the reality. There I have to find peace and happiness. We cannot find peace and happiness there. We discussed that is why the Buddha left the kingdom to move inside. So the consciousness is borrowed by the mind or your intellect in one way. Mind or intellect borrows the consciousness in me in a different way. Then the mind expresses that, and I find the duality. I see the duality is the truth. I don't see one canvas, one pure consciousness. One consciousness is reflected if we see ourselves as parts. So, reflected consciousness will definitely be different, but one consciousness behind all the all of us is one. I'm using a rough translation Chidabhasa, consciousness as it appears in the mind that perceives the duality. Or you can say the false I is reflected consciousness that perceives 10 suns due to ignorance. Where is ignorance? I don't know the canvas. It is still one. It is one pure consciousness. I'm not saying you to do the practice. I'm passing on the knowledge in the thoughts. Your mind receives it, changes its perception, drops the superimposition, and you're there. Look at an example how we are reflecting, contemplating. We are aware the steadiness in the body. We are aware comfort in the body. We are aware, I'm saying aware. I'm not saying you're doing. Now thought passes to the mind. The very first awareness you have, the thought creates the world. Thought is good, bad, high, low, superior or inferior. You allow it to come, you allow it to go. And then again, the mind perceives the one space. That one space is awareness, and awareness is the space. And it is still happening. The thoughts are there. You have a sensation in different part of the body. You're listening to me. Everything is happening in the world outside the four states. But behind, deeper, pure, I said, canvas, consciousness is one. That consciousness is not a product of thought. Whether you think, consciousness is. You do not think, consciousness is. That consciousness is not a part of the thought. It's not a part. It's not a product. It is not a property. So if the thought is not there, you'll become totally unconscious. But we have moments, thought is not there, we are fully conscious. In deep sleep, we don't recognize any thought, but in the waking state, when we wake up, we return again to the consciousness. It is not a property of the thought. It is not the property of body. It is not the product of body. That is the essence of, I used another metaphor, that sun is reflected in 10 pots full of water does not mean the sun is one. Sun are many. It is only one. Is painting real or the canvas is real? We have to return to that understanding. So, a reflection, when I stand in front of the mirror image and me are identical, still that I see as a reflected image is false. It appears true, but it is not true. False eye, reflected consciousness, or the mind. Borrows the consciousness. That canvas, that consciousness does nothing. Another point. I have a camera light switched on. That light does nothing. In the presence of the light, my computer shines, my room shines, all the objects are seen. Consciousness, canvas does nothing. In the presence, the world shines. Duality enters. Likes and dislikes are created by the mind. That is why we say the real self is self existent, self illumined, self shining. Sun doesn't shine the earth. In the presence of the sun, the earth is illumined, body is illumined, mind is illumined, relationship are illumined. I can go on. So, meditation or mindfulness is a right perception of one reality behind many. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. I see the couple's picture in the background on the wall of a Samir. Who are they? You see the duality started. He has to unmute it and then he has to talk. Who are they?
Sir, she is my better full.
better for, she is. That is what the superimposition is. She is not in that painting, she is not in the picture. That we need to understand. We need to be aware of that. Okay, she is your full, and you are her half. So very good. Yeah, that's a good sign. So, how are you?
Sir, it was very slow. It was very free flowing kind of a thing, and I was just simply listening. I was lying down and listening to your words. Nothing was there, not even my body, not
Yeah.
mind. Only your words were present, and just listening to what you were saying. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Very good. How are you, David and Jerry?
Sir, thank you. It was I found it the talk was very powerful with the canvas, and so that caused me to have just an amazing uh, meditation where I just was blank and I was just being a canvas.
Yeah. Yeah, being a canvas and just blank. That is what Buddha says, emptiness or mindfulness. Not by force, not by practice, but by understanding. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Similar to both Samir and to David, feeling just free and nothing to do. Like the consciousness just is, right? So the consciousness, when you said the consciousness doesn't do anything, right? We're the ones that superimpose everything. And then if we just be.
Just be. You see, that's a beautiful. You just contemplate. We should contemplate. The light is there. Now, if I say the light is shining or illumining my room? No. In the presence of the light, everything is shining. Sun is not shining. The moment you say the sun is shining, it means the sun is making an effort. Action. Consciousness is not shining anything. Presence of the consciousness, I become aware that here is a body, here is a mind, here is a thought, here is a duality, here is a conflict, here is a word. So I and consciousness are one. We are already there 24/7. Have you ever?
Sir, I'm good. It was calm. Means like that if I don't give any importance to things, then behind that I'm totally free, relaxed.
Yes. You see that, that is how we have different approaches explained by different masters. So, what he is saying? He is saying value. I only give value if there is a duality. If something is other, then only I give a value, whether I give a low value or high value. See that? So you drop that value proposition and the mind is okay. That is one approach. Very good. How are you, Rakesh? Then we'll go to Terry.
Thank you, sir. So, during this entire period, it was very deep and very relaxing. Uh, However, in the last moment of the conversation, I started feeling uneasiness and wanted to just come out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know, suddenly it started.
Yeah. It may be because of the metaphor, the third stage of the metaphor, the subtle mind with the past impression. Let it be. So that discomfort is also happening on the same canvas. Why to worry? That's another law. So whether I see the pleasure or a pain, that is duality. That is also happening on the same canvas. How are you, Terry?
I'm good. I had a very, I feel like I went very far away
Good.
into the space, and then a few times a place where I don't even know where I was. A
It's
couple
better.
of times I lost awareness of myself.
It is better. You should not know, but maintain your awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It is I awareness. It is reflected consciousness.
Yes.
That is why you felt that you are absorbed into the space. The mind wants to know where I am. Pay attention. Why the mind wants to know where I am? Because of duality. I am here, I am not there. It's a very subtler level. That is what this master is going to talk about it. You see that the moment the mind has a thought, I'm here, I'm not there. I'm here, it means I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
So in a canvas, I'm here, I'm not there. That is how the mind tricks. That is how the mind superimposes. That is how the mind hypnotizes. That is all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.